Welcome to the Teresa Harding podcast, where you will learn from one of the top leaders in the network marketing industry. Teresa Harding has grown her team to over millions of people. She's grown online and she's grown offline, and now she's ready to show you the secrets. So get ready to change the way you think. She truly cares about the success of her team and the people that she teaches. So get ready to learn the tips, tricks, and secrets that will allow you to grow a successful business in the 21st century.
I'm Teresa Harding, and this is the Teresa Harding Podcast. This podcast is for people who know that this industry is not about the network marketer anymore. It's about the people we serve and the change we can make in other people's lives. It's about the entrepreneur inside of each of us who's trying to find our voice. It's for the people who want to change the world and are looking for the most powerful way to make that happen. Hey guys, this is Teresa Harding on the Teresa Harding Podcast. I'm so excited to tell you about this one little thing that we're going to talk about today, because it is one of the biggest mistakes that people make when they're creating their copy, when they're building their funnel, or even when you're working with people offline in your business and you talk about your business and you're basically trying to create the relationship that will help them make the choice to want to try your product or the thing that you're selling. And this is truly the biggest number one mistake that people make, and it is this. I'm going to call it this. They close the loop. And let me explain what that means. When you get somebody all excited about the thing that you have to offer, like for example, let's say that you have a health product. And I use that a lot because even though mine is a health product, I like to use other ones as well, but I use that one a lot because that is such a hot topic. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry, and many of the network marketing companies are based around a health product as well. And even makeup companies have a lot to do with what's natural and healthy for your skin and that kind of thing, okay? So that makes it a little more broad, and it fits into a lot more categories for the different businesses that you guys are trying to figure out. So let's say that you have a health product, and what's going to happen is in your copy, you are going to try to help them feel like you understand where they are. So let's say that we're talking about helping someone with their thyroid. We're going to say, are you tired of feeling sick and tired? Are you tired of not being able to find the answers that you need? How many times have you sought for answers or spent hundreds of dollars trying to find a solution for the health challenges that you are facing, and at the end you are nothing but $200 poorer? Or you go through the list of things that help them feel like you understand where they are. What happens is, if you're asking them all these questions, if you ask them these questions and then you answer the question in your copy, in your sales funnel, in your page, guess what happens? They already have the answer. So they're not going to click on it. That is closing the loop. Don't ever close the loop. You have got to write your funnel, the sales page of your funnel, every single step of the way, the front end of your funnel, every page of your funnel. You are asking questions and you cannot close the loop. You cannot give them the answer. In fact, one of the things that we were doing with our podcast, you'll notice the way that I label my podcasts, I don't give you the answer. I say the difference between what amateurs do and what experts do. That's the title. Because if I say in the title or in the information below the title on my podcast what the difference is, then all of a sudden, half the people are not going to listen because they feel like, oh, she's just talking about that. I already know that. So for example, we had one where I was working with my employees, and this is something that they hadn't learned, and I noticed that sometimes they were closing the loop. Most of the time they weren't naturally. I mean, they're so amazing at it that naturally they weren't closing the loop most of the time, but they didn't know this concept. And so I noticed that, for example, I had one that was on the number one most important thing you can do to change the direction of your business. And it was about habits. And so I had said what I wanted the title to be, but underneath they wrote the information about the content that makes people excited. Do you want to learn about this and this and this? Well, in that part of the copy, they wrote, do you want to know the number one most important thing, blah, blah, blah? It's habits. And if you learn to your habits, then, and they kind of finished it off like that. So guess what? we're going to lose people who would be interested in listening, who want to know the number one most important thing, because now they're like, oh, habits. I've heard that before. I already know. But if they listen, I know they're going to get some value, because I have some little nuggets in there that by the time they're done, I believe they're going to want to listen to the next episode again. So I had them change that copy, and I taught them the concept of how that works. Do not close the loop. When you are writing your sales copy, your funnel, whatever psychology you're using in writing this, and even in your verbal scripts when you're working with people offline, make sure that you don't close the loop. If you give them the answer, they're not going to come back for the answer because they feel like they already know all the details. So don't close the loop. That's the number one most important mistake that people make, that it will change the direction of your funnels. So go back, any of the funnels that you've already built, I want you to go look at them, make sure that you haven't closed the loop. If you did, go and take that information off, change the wording so that you have it available, ready for them, and make sure that they can't answer the question yet. By the time they're done reading your thing, they know you have the answer, but they don't know what that answer is yet. And they are going to click on it, come listen to your thing, or they want your product so that they now can get the answer. Okay? So notice that as you're looking through your funnels, as you're looking through your scripts that you have for offline stuff, and notice it in your email drip campaigns. Notice it in every single thing you do, even in the trainings that you give. Even when I'm doing trainings and I have big events that are 3-day retreats, well, guess what? Every title of every single section of the training, I want to make sure that I'm not closing the loop anywhere I possibly can. So start paying attention to that. Notice that in your business. You're going to see some changes as you start making changes, and quit closing the loop. All right. Any ideas you have about that? Things that you noticed as you go back to your business and your funnels? I would love for you to put in the comments below. I want to see, because as you write down your ideas and the things you noticed in your funnel, some of them are going to be massive and huge and obvious, and some of them are going to be small and almost not noticeable. But when you notice them and you share that with us and you help everybody else to understand why you realize that needed to be changed, it's going to help everybody else as they look at their funnels to be able to make those changes and recognize things they might not have seen. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next episode.